All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got Thursday Night Football week number 15 to dive into in today's video. And like we've seen a lot of Thursday night games, as well as even just some of the primetime games that we've gotten as of late, right? Like, it's not the most appealing matchup. It's not the best matchup here between the Raiders and the Chargers. But nonetheless, we did manage to find a few picks that I'm going to send your way in today's video. We have 2 leans and then 2 plays that we're locking in between the spread, and then 3 player props that we'll get into in today's video. So happy to do that. Excited to do that. Not the best matchup, but like I said, we did find some value and some edge. At least I think so, right? Always feel free to fade me. But in terms of the leans that we'll get into, make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment. That's where all of the final plays will live, so what I'm actually rolling with, so you know if I'm just passing on those leans, ultimately didn't get enough research or, you know, sort of gut check or confidence in rolling with them, or if we are locking them in. So keep an eye on the pinned comment, guys. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. You guys have been crushing it as of late, and I seriously mean that, like crushing it as of late. I blink and we have new subscribers, and the likes are going up on the videos. Like truly thankful for the position you guys are putting me in, because I say it all the time. I'm a dummy with a camera and a microphone, right? And a loudmouth. You guys are really the cog that gets this thing going, the wheel turning and everything like that. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Free for you guys to do, helps us a ton. Speaking of helping us, guys, go ahead and check out Sleeper, because you can help yourself and it obviously helps us grow as well. Sleeper, my favorite DFS pick'em app out there right now, and they got 3 things that I want to talk to you about. First off, you get your deposit matched if you use the link in the pinned comment. You can also just download it and use code GUYBOSTON, but you put in $100, they're gonna say, here you go, give you an additional $100. You'll have a new account balance of $200. You could put in $25. You'll have an account balance of $50. It's a no-brainer. But what makes it even more no-brainer-ish is the fact that you get this Davante Adams free square as a new user. Yes, I think this is going to be kind of an unsexy game, but Davante Adams, one of the best and most talented receivers in the league, he should be able to get 1 catch for 1 yard, right? So go check out Sleeper. They also have a really cool thing going on right now. They're doing a $1 million giveaway right now, and it's going live, or they're giving away the money on December 26th, and it's super easy, guys. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is continue to play on Sleeper. They're not asking you to jump through hoops and ladders. No, every entry you make earns you a ticket into the giveaway. So now is no better, there's been no better time to head over to Sleeper and try it out. You get the free square, you get the deposit match, and you got the giveaway. Go check out Sleeper, guys. You will not regret it. Let's go ahead and jump into this game, huh? We'll start with one of my leans here because it is on the spread. I'm looking at the Raiders -3. Now, the research and the rationale and reasoning kind of stop at the Justin Herbert news, right? Out for season. They were already a team that was struggling both offensively and just overall, right? Like, this is a team that had some expectations, and now you're looking at Justin Herbert, Williams, Palmer. Like, so much of their offensive edge, which you would consider them an offensive team, is now gone. Obviously, Bosa is out as well. Like, almost every stud on this team, other than Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler, has been knocked out, right? So I just don't think that they're a full NFL team here. And it's funny to say that because the Raiders, on the other hand, also have had their struggles. Like, you know, the quarterback situation isn't necessarily, or I wouldn't say is necessarily the best situation for them. But again, like, you have 2 bad quarterbacks going. Like, O'Connell doesn't look all that great. Stick, like, who's that dude, right? Like, yes, he is talented. Can I even go that far? Like, I'm trying to give him credit for being in the NFL, but from a fan's perspective, we can admit he's no Justin Herbert, right? So if you have a team that struggled with Justin Herbert, you throw in, and again, it's the quarterback position we're talking about, you throw in Stick, and it's like, what are we going to do here? So by default, almost, I lean towards the Raiders, and it's not necessarily backing the Raiders and their team, it's more or less fading the Chargers. So keep an eye in the pinned comment to see if that becomes a final play, guys, because right now we're just leaning in that direction, because altogether, this game, yikes, right? But we do have a couple plays that I am locking in, and we'll jump in right now. One of them is going to be a player prop here, and we're looking at Michael Mayer here, over 2.5 receptions. Couple reasons I like this. First off, the Chargers struggle tremendously against opposing tight ends, all right? And this is plus 106 over on FanDuel right now, plus money on a couple different sportsbooks. So there's some value here. But you'll notice using the outlier tool, by the way, if you guys want this tool, there's a link in the pinned comment for that as well, 7 days free. But using the outlier tool, you'll see that he's only hit this in 3 games this season. But the more and more you dig, the better and better I think it gets for Michael Mayer here. So obviously, you have a guy that hasn't been catching many balls, but he's been playing a crap ton of snaps. Last week playing 94% of snaps. So he is on the field, right? This is a big prospect, big kid out of Notre Dame, was killing it in college, has gotten into a situation that really isn't all that great, but I think it's only a matter of time before you obviously look at him and say, okay, yeah, that is a legitimate tight end. And we're not asking for a hell of a lot, right? 3 receptions to Mayer here would cash this. And if we look at where the Chargers rank, like I said, 6th most receptions allowed to the tight end position per FTN fantasy there. Defensive DVOA, or not defensive, excuse me, tight end DVOA, meaning really ranking tight ends based on the competition and everything that they've played this season, right? Kind of taking all the outliers out of the game here. He's actually a top 10 tight end, which is kind of crazy, of all tight ends that have at least 35 targets on the year. So there are some metrics that you can make the case for. And if you look at some of the tight ends recently, right? Smythe of the Dolphins would have cashed. Okongwu of the Titans would have cashed. Hawkinson would have cashed, right? Travis Kelce, no kidding, would have cashed. Cole Kmet, 10 receptions, Conklin 6. Like, there's tons of ways of looking at this and saying, yeah, this is a dude that should be able to cash. It's going to come down to, will he be targeted? That is the issue here. Only seeing 8.6% of targets this season. So I'm telling you, it's a little bit risky. There's a reason why it's plus money, but there really is no better situation for Michael Mayer here than this game. So hopefully they look at him, dump it off to him. O'Connell, not the best, obviously, thrower here. Maybe, they use him as sort of a safety blanket. Player prop number 1 is going to be Michael Mayer over 2.5 receptions for plus 106 odds. Moving on, our second player prop is going to be Austin Eckler here, over 3.5 receptions. He's hit this in every other game this season, and we know that he is a pass-catching back, right? Like, that's where he sort of stood out amongst the crowd and where he makes his money. And I like him to catch 4 balls here. So in terms of what we're looking at, the Raiders, they're just outside of the top 10 in terms of targets and receptions allowed to the running back position. But again, they're averaging almost 7 targets, so 6.5, rounding up to 7 targets per game to the running back position. And this is a spot in which we've seen plenty of running backs catch over 3.5 balls. Javonte Williams caught it. Samaje Perine, right? Both those guys, it's almost like a hybrid. Austin Eckler together is Javonte Williams and Samaje Perine. They caught 8 balls combined. James Cook caught 8 balls, right? Warren, not the biggest of pass catchers, caught 3. Ramondre Stevenson caught 5. Like, we've seen this happen. Gibbs, pass catching back, caught 5 against the Raiders earlier in the season. Like, this could be a spot where we see, 4 or 5 catches from Austin Eckler. In terms of odds, you're paying a decent price, but look at this. 148 is what you're paying, minus 148, right, over on FanDuel. On other books, it's minus 154, minus 155, minus 150 on DraftKings. So there's a little bit of value there when you consider it, right? So those 2 player props are locked in. We're leaning towards the spread, but the Michael Mayer over 2.5 catches and then Austin Eckler over 3.5 catches locked in. Those are final plays. We'll keep an eye on the pinned comment there and update you guys on the best odds you can get closer to game time. But nonetheless, those are 2 locked in plays. Our 4th pick and second lean is going to be Kenneth Murray Jr. over 7.5 tackles plus assists. So he's hit this in 8 of 13 games this season, coming off of one where he had 12 tackles plus assists. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I do think that this is going to be kind of a messy game, and he's all over the place in terms of, if he's in coverage, if he's blitzing and all that, right? And for plus 114 odds, I really couldn't pass it up. If you look down here, right, he's blitzing 4 times a game. He's being targeted almost 5 times a game, barely missing any tackles. He's missed 4 tackles this entire season. This is a Raiders team that likes to run the ball right at the middle, right? He could be in on plenty of those. And speaking of that, he's a guy that literally is playing 100% of the snaps here. In the last 4 weeks, he's played 100% of the snaps on the season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times he's played 100% of the snaps. So there's going to be opportunity for him to be able to go out there and get tackles plus assists. And you gotta, again, love the plus 114 odds. So like I said, not the sexiest of games, not the most appealing of games. we're able to find a few plays that we do like. To recap, we got 2 leans, spread -3 in terms of the Raiders, and Kenneth Murray Jr. over 7.5 tackles plus assists. Then the plays that we're locking in right now are Michael Mayer over 2.5 receptions, and then Austin Eckler over 3.5 receptions as well. And that's all I have for you guys today in the video. Again, make sure to go check out Sleeper and check out Outlier, guys. I use both those all the time. Outlier for research, Sleeper for a lot of player prop parlays, and DFS action over there as well. So make sure to check those out, guys. Use those links in the pinned comment, and we'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.